Ferdinand de Bargos. Who was the bugger?
Footballer, wasn't he? Didn't he transfer from Real Madrid and play for West Ham? You know, way the Hammers. Wasn't that him?
Ferdinand de Bargos, yes, I would say he's almost certainly a foreign person and therefore of no consequence. I have, in fact, been on television before. I auditioned for That's Life. And I was on Michael Barrymore's show playing the flute, actually.
I've heard that he's a disgusting, despicable, perverted little man. And yes, you can give him my phone number. Yes, sure.
De Bargos was one of the greatest minds of the century. Great man, a man of letters, in particular the letter W, writer, artist, plumber. But I'll remember him as the schmuck that owes me 60 cents.
De Bargos was born in the quaint Andean town of Los Puertos de los Cangas de los Puentos on Trent.
De Bargos, he took my woman. I sent him an invoice, but he didn't pay.
Here's the invoice, 200 pesetas.
So now I have to lease purchase. I got another one in red, but she's not a convertible. And I have to kickstart her.
The young de Bargos attended the Caracas Boys High School for boys' school.
Right, Vermouth, Mendez, cut along. Galtieri, I've got you down for double dictatorship prep. Comprende?
Caracas High School was closely modelled on the English public school system. Today was Latin, American.
Velasquez, decline for me the Latin American verb ammo.
Ammo? I'm running out of ammo, sir.
Yeah, well, what kind of ammo is it? Is it .3?
Well, it's .303 for Enfield repeating rifles, sir.
Shooting peasants, well done.
Yes, thank you.
Carry on. Okay, come on, hombres. Arriba. All right, Garcia, pay attention. Now, Mendez, you little squit. Tell me the rules of the Caracas High Wall game. Yeah, come on.
Well, basically, amigo, you can punch, kick, knife, murder, blackmail, or shoot any hombre to win, sir.
Okay, and what is the one cardinal rule that Juan doesn't break?
You can't pass the ball forward because it's ungentlemanly conduct.
Bueno, muchas gracias.
Okay, muchachos, viva la revolution, may the best dictator win.
Put in the hand grenade.
Viva! Over here!
Oh, quick, get Macon. Diaz has been shot.
The Caracas Wall game claimed the lives of dozens of pupils. In 1912, de Bargos was the only survivor of the Masters v Boys match. His fate, however, was to be much worse.
Right, de Bargos, here's your kit. Don't forget your boots.
Bargos, props forward, over there.
Now remember, darling, always release the ball in a loose scrum. Now, have you got clean pants on? Oh, good.
He was selected for the school's second 15 rugby team and sent out to play a series of fixtures against the German heavy artillery on the Western Front.
Oh, caramba, look at the state of this pitch.
Remember, amigos, get the ball out to the wings and run it.
We had de Bargos in our regiment. He was a foolhardy, brave man. We'd be diving for cover, he'd be diving for the ball. I remember once a howitzer shell came over, he called out, "It's mine, hombres," and he made a touchdown behind enemy barbed wire. He was always going over the top. After the war, he went right over the top, put on a dress and makeup, and just sat around doing nothing all day. That, of course, qualified him for Cambridge.
De Bargos matriculated at Straight College, Cambridge, as did most students of his age, although he elevated it to an art form.
Get off the grass, you punts!
It was at Cambridge that a chair was founded in his name.
Tom, do come in.
Thank you.
There's the de Bargos chair. Do sit down. Is it nice and comfy?
Yes.
Good. Now, do you think the modern novel is dead?
Well, as de Bargos would say, sir, it's diseased art form. It's castrated, postulating.
I say.
Now, I'm just going to go down here and ask you, you knew de Bargos at Cambridge?
Yes, I did.
I believe he helped you, didn't he?
Yes, he helped me with a problem I was having.
How did he help you?
Well, he was a great help to me, actually. See, my husband, he had this terrific appetite.
Oh, urges, eh? Urges.
Yes, and Mrs. de Bargos taught me a Peruvian chant which could quell them, and I'd sing this chant, and he'd yawn and roll over and leave me alone, sir.
The Roaring Twenties arrived, and de Bargos spent his time among the party set, bedding a succession of chorus girls. His sexual prowess became legendary as women flocked to the de Bargos boudoir.
Stop pushing, I'm fast.
I can't handle 4 this morning. What are you allowed to drop out?
He even bedded the local bike.
Are you still with Ferdinand? No, Freddie chucked me. He's with some artist type now, I hear.
Now, put your foot up there, dear. Try and look like Virginia Woolf. I say, is that a bit of dandruff? And hold it. 3 yellow.
Shall I take my top off, Sybil?
But this tranquility was soon to change as the wheels of industry ground to a halt and the Great Depression started.
Tell you what, brothers, I'm so depressed. I am so depressed. If the wife's mother came round, it'd cheer me up. And another thing, there was this Englishman, Irishman and Scotsman sat round a table all dead. I thought, you lucky bastards.
Prices were rising so quickly that people were ordering meals in restaurants and immediately selling them on the black market at a huge profit.
I've got an offer for these spuds, £1 each.
Somebody lives in as well, they'll fetch a couple of quid. Oh, it's the ashtray.
I can do you a half-eaten chapati from the Indian round the corner.
Second-hand kebab, 10 a pound, sir.
2 loaves, 50 quid. Who's next?
In desperation, people marched from Harrow to London, only to be sent to Jarrow to march down again. Meanwhile, the de Bargos contingent, ever the eccentrics, followed behind on roller skates.
Daddy, can you read me some more Ferdinand de Bargos stories from the book here?
The old Staggering stories, yeah. Yeah, what do you want to hear about? What about the train driver one where he become a train...
There's one about the film star and the hamster.
We'll have the train driver one.
What about the sound engineer and the female presenter? Or there's one here about the...
Well, I think we should read about the Chuffy train.
Yes.
Excuse me, what is the story about the new recruit of the biscuit? Eh?
Shut up.
De Bargos was employed on the London Midland Philosophers Region, a railway company that refused to acknowledge the existence of railway tracks.
I'd like to inform passengers that the greatest illusion of life is the life of illusion of life, and there is no buffet available on this track. Yo.
What? Oh, blimey, it's de Bargos mucking around with illusion and reality again. Clear the road!
Inspired by the railways, de Bargos began his novel-writing phase. Bypassing the pen, he wrote everything in printing blocks on A3 paper. Using this method, he produced his 3 early masterpieces: The Fenman, The White Rose London Doncaster Wakefield Leeds Bradford, and the remarkable West Riding Bradford Wakefield Leeds London.
Ferdinand de Bargos was an inspired writer. His major work, the London to Glasgow Pullman service, hot and cold buffet available, was outstanding. I used it as the inspiration for Pygmalion. Indeed, it was the element of pigs in this latter work that in turn inspired him to his brilliant sausage poetry period. 4 fat sausages sizzling in a pan, one went pop, and the other went bang. It was hugely controversial, caused a great fuss.
Ferdinand de Bargos 4 fat sausages?
Rubbish!
It's nothing but a thinly veiled communist manifesto and must be stopped!
You fascist!
He's trying to corrupt our children!
Fascist!
Don't listen to that Ferdinand de Bargos load of old toffee, missus.
Shut off, Trotsky!
Quiet. I'm telling you, he is shyster. He does not write plot, he doesn't write narrative,
down.
And he doesn't write any decent gags.
You're
now,
a commie, mate!
who ordered the salad?
Forget the Bargos. My new book's much better. The Lenin bumper pop-up book of jokes, bags of gags for all the family. Good God, it's all for you.
I mean, excuse me, pork pie hat. I believe you knew Ferdinand de Bargos at the start of his film career, did you?
Yes, I did, yes.
And as a bit of a know-all, well, how do you rate him?
Well, people say that Orson Welles was a big fat git, but Bargos was a true radical. In his first film, he refused to recognize the difference between actors and crew and put everyone in front of the cameras.
You should be over there, you putz. You're the lighting engineer. You're not in the
You can talk, you're the grips.
Show such a face.
Oh, it's all going horribly wrong. The only people who should be on set at the moment are the actors, and we've only got one of them, and that's him.
Don't you dare call me an actor. I'm the location titular.
Go on, get out of it.
He should be laying his table. Now we're in trouble. What are we going to have for lunch? I can't act on an empty stomach.
Well, what about a takeaway?
A takeaway? I'm a professional performer.
Listen, I'll go and get an Indian. What do you think?
An Indian? Curry? I've acted with Olivier. We could always try the chinky down the road if you'd like that.
Oh, bugger up, you daft old sod. We don't need this. We're a professional crew, for crying out loud.
I'm the cameraman.
If you're the cameraman, who's working the camera?
De Bargos' success came to the notice of Logie Baird, who was having trouble inventing the first television. However, with de Bargos' help, he was soon able to stage the first ever live television broadcast, a lavish gala musical appendectomy performed by the legendary Dr. Arnold McFadden.
Snip, snip, snip on your giblet, you will soon be well. Bring on the dancing girls and have a wonderful time. Oh, yes, do.
This is rubbish. Sit something on the other side.
Flushed with success, de Bargos now left London and flew off to America. and arrived in Hollywood, where de Bargos fever reached such a pitch that crowds mobbed anyone who looked remotely like him.
Here we have Senator Kennedy and Miss Monroe, and I believe, yes, just arriving now is Ferdinand de Bargos. Perhaps he'll have a few words with us. Christ.
Honey, what they want?
No, ignore them. They think I'm that wretched de Bargos fella.
Ain't that Ferdy? Why, sure it is. It's de Bargos. Ferdinand!
Mr. de Bargos, could you just have a few words with the folks out there?
I'm not Ferdinand. You've made a big mistake, buddy. I'm not Ferdinand de...
Imposter! Wanker! Asshole!
I'll kick your teeth out.
Over here, you chiseler!
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
For crying out loud. You try and pick up a celebrity and you end up with a schmuck. Come on.
De Bargos was soon at work on the set of his first feature, a philosophical cowboy movie.
I won't let you down. Please, Mr. de Bargos, please.
How do you like the clubs? Whiter than white, yeah? This time, Mr. de Bargos wants to go behind the cameras.
All right, everyone, behind the camera. That's the fart joke out of the way. Now, let's get on with the scene. What's the premise?
Right, to prove that reality is an illusion, I'm going to take all your chips.
I think I can prove that your last statement was based on a logical fallacy.
Go blow it out your ass, wise guy. You wouldn't know a concept if it cacked on your head. Now, rationalize this, Reitel.
I think I can prove my thesis in a more empirical way. Like this.
I'm not so sure that smacking a man in the mouth can prove a philosophical point. I mean, what happened to deductive reasoning?
That's bullshit, and you know it. The best philosophical reasoning is a fist in the kisser.
Easily said, but does that apply to art?
Of course it does. The nature of beauty isn't in the eye of the beholder. It's in the teeth you've just rammed down his throat.
Don't make sense.
It makes perfect sense. The only true expression of beauty is kicking a guy in the teeth when he's down.
So far ahead of its time, the movie closed 3 weeks before it opened.
Thank you. My bags.
Crushed,
Thank you.
de Bargos sailed back to Europe. He at last came to land in Spain, unintentionally sparking off the Spanish Civil War. In Spain, de Bargos would enlist in the International Cowards Division and spend 6 months running away from any battle. It was here that he would meet Salvador Dali.
No. De Bargos is a genius. He suggests to me the beauty is to kiss a man in the teeth when he is down. That is the truth. Look at me. This man is down, so I kiss him in the teeth.
Under Dali's patronage, he staged his first art exhibition. It was an enormous success and quickly transferred to Berlin, where de Bargos received a hero's welcome. Unfortunately, the hero was Hitler.
Ferdinand de Bargos has announced to heft your bibbies.
Fondle your wrists, Go through it. Go on, de Bargos exhibition this way. Here we go. Fondle your wrists. Hold back there. Hold back.
De Bargos met Adolf Hitler and taught him a new dance.
Yeah,
Shimmy toes, the right and the shimmy toes, the left and the jig.
Yeah, it's good. I'm beginning to get the rhythm. Shimmy. The legs are starting now. Soon we will have the best dance steps in all of Germany. It's coming, yeah. The legs twitch. Yeah. Shimmy.
Yeah. How did you feel when you learned that Adolf Hitler had a new secret dance step?
Well, once Hitler got hold of the de Bargos dance, we were in deep pool. In a matter of weeks, the German army would be prancing across Europe and threatening our shores.
This is our darkest hour. We shan't be defeated. We shall waltz in the woods and shimmy in the fields and lambada in the streets to the funky chicken, the hustle, and the mashed potato.
De Bargos wrote poems about sausagey things. He taught Hitler to dance and play Wagner. He could sing and paint and do anything. In fact, he was a right little smart Alexander.
So, Hackman, what exactly did happen to Ferdinand de Bargos after the end of the war?
Yeah, don't do that, man. Don't blow smoke at me.
Sorry, mate, sorry. He went into the theatre, starting a new movement, neo-realist, kitchen sink drama. Hang on, is that a real train or just an illusion?
Blimey, don't you start.
1956 saw the first performance of de Bargos's Old Geezers sitting around talking about sod all.
Now then, let me tell you what happens. At the beginning of the play, nothing has happened. And during the course of the play, nothing has happened. And,
yes.
The double paradox is that nothing has happened, you see. Just like
Well, there's a moment here on page 49 where I enter and I do nothing. I mean, how do you want me to do that? Do you want me to imply that nothing is happening or that nothing has happened? Or, I mean, there's a big difference here, you see.
That is my seat. Get out of my seat.
You get lost, you blonde pervert.
Sorry, dear ladies, it's started, yes?
I can't tell with these modern taste.
Yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are. Well, where is he? Behind you.
That's a marvellous play. What was that marvellous line? Sod off, was it?
The best bit was when they said, piss off, it's finished.
De Bargos was a genuine angry young man. I mean, he wanted audiences to be angry. They paid to see his work. He was furious, so he decided to take it out on the art world.
De Bargos was a great influence on my work, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, Ferdy said, make these soup tin Campbells, which was brilliant because Andy was going to do a Heinz one.
Ferdinand de Bargos persuaded him to paint it as a joke.
I know.
He completely stitched Francis Bacon up.
Have you heard that Ferdinand de Bargos has persuaded David Hockney to paint a swimming pool?
That's good. Afterwards, he can paint my garage roof.
Right.
De Bargos finally flew back home to South America in 1986.
Well, Ferdinand de Bargos is on board here. Apparently he's got lots of plans. He wants to publish the Latin American edition of Viz with Los Fatos Slagos and Juan y Farty Pants. He's also got a new TV program called Whose Turn Is It to Get a Show Out of Hat Trick Next?
He returned to his hometown of Los Puertos de los Cangos de los Puentes on Trent.
Hey, waiter, bring the drinks over. Now, we drink the toast to the return of Ferdinand de Bargos.
Ferdinand and his women.
Ferdinand de Bargos. Hey, that's him over there, look. Look at the boobies on that.
Mamma mia.
Beautiful girl. But, no, sit down. You know what he says? A thing of beauty is a sock in the puss. Sit down.
No.
Sit down.
Beauty is boobies.
Don't draw attention. You get yourself shot.
So, there you have it. Ferdinand de Bargos, a man of mystery, inspiration to thousands, a remarkable man. And yet even more remarkable, perhaps, is the fact that I've just narrated this whole program. And you never thought I'd look like this, did you? Thank you.
So that's it, is it? What was that all about?
Well, as Ferdinand says, all of life is a speedboat and we are the water skippers.
That's interesting. I suppose put like that, it makes sense, yes.
Oh, I've never seen such smut. 3 new
You can't go in there.
around. Why not?
Well, that was the ending, wasn't it, sir?
I'll give you ending, you. I'm going to complain to somebody, I am.
Oh, Lord, he's coming. We better think of something to end with.
I've got it. The end. It's simple, it's concise, it's witty, it's de Bargos. What do you think?
I'm not okaying this.
I'm not signing that. Yeah.
No, not from him.
I'm not signing that. I'm the location caterer.
No.
Head of department, you've got to okay this, sir. We're rapidly running out of footage. The end is coming fast. Sign it, sir, please.
Okay, matey. It's a print.